You know, Jim was, I like that. Jim was talking about those ideas that we all have written down, and you have those writing sessions, you know, and you get together, you come in there and both parties break out their notebooks or their iPhones now, whatever, you know, and start running through ideas. That old fellow over there, one day he came up, I was writing over famous music, about 1991, somewhere in there, 91, 92. And he did that routine, you know, he got any good ideas, and I did the same thing, got any good ideas. And we tossed stuff back and forth there for a while, and nothing was hitting us just right, you know. And all of a sudden, I remembered that I had this little piece of paper in my wallet, this little Post-it note, that I had this chorus of this song come through my mind. I was on my way to my mom and dad's house down in Mississippi, and I pulled over on the side of the road, Natchez Trace, one of the little cutouts there, and I wrote the chorus of this song down on a yellow Post-it note that I found there in the car. Didn't have an iPhone with a recorder on it then, you know, and put it in my pocket. And that day, as we're going over things, that popped in my head, and I brought that little piece of paper out, and I said, Jim, what do you think about this? And I read him the lyric off. He said, I like that a lot. And so we finished writing that song that day. A few years later, I went in and did a demo of it. Nobody cut the song. But a few years later, there was a #1 party going on at ASCAP for a song called The Beaches of Cheyenne, which was written by Brian Kennedy and Garth Brooks, I believe.
Yeah.
Garth had the big #1 hit on it. And I'd gone to the party and visited with everybody, and I'm starting to walk out the door, and I hear my name, hey Carl, and I turn around and it's Garth. And he said, man, I want to catch you before you go. He said, you got a song. He said, I heard a record on it the other day, and he said, I really, really liked it. And I said, well, what is it? And he said, well, it's a song called Fit for a King. And I said, well, Garth, you didn't hear a record on it because there is no record on it. Nobody's recorded it. He said, oh yeah, I heard a record on it. And I said, no, trust me, I would know if somebody recorded the song. Nobody's recorded the song. I said, you might have heard my demo. And he said, well, whatever I heard, I love it. It's my dad's favorite song, and I want to record it. And I said, okay. But anyway,
We go do it right now.
so he said, I promise you I'm going to do a song. So just to show you what a man of his word he is, how much he meant that. He went in a few weeks later with his crew, Alan Reynolds producing, with his regular band and everything, goes in and he records it. And of course, I'm just on top of the world, you know, excited. But then we hear that it didn't come off really well. The track didn't come out good. That happens a lot of times. So I get down, you know. Well, then I hear that they're going to go back in and try again. So I'm all excited again, you know. So they go back in and try again, and once again, the roller coaster goes down to the bottom of the hill because the track didn't come off very good. Back up again, call again, try it one more time, and they try it again, and it doesn't come off. So I'm just getting really down about it now, you know. Well, the phone rings one day, and it's Alan Reynolds. He said, Carl, he said, let me ask you something. He said, would you mind if we just took your demo and put Garth's voice on it? And once again, it took me a really long time to say, yeah, that'd be okay. And I was, you can imagine how high the roller coaster is now. You know, it's like, wow, he's going to go in and sing on my track that I produced. Well, I sing pretty high sometimes. Garth doesn't always sing very high, so it was too high. My track was too high for him, and didn't really have the technology at the time to lower keys or anything on a track. So I'm down again. Well, then the phone rings again. A couple of weeks later, it's Alan again. He says, let me ask you a question. He said, would you come over here, get the guys that played with you on the demo and just come over here and let's just cut this thing? Once again, yeah, absolutely. So, long story short, we go over to Alan's studio and we cut this song in one take. And it goes on his Sevens album. And as far as I know, it's the only gospel song he's ever recorded.
The moral of the story is anytime you're riding with Carl Jackson, you better make sure you ask him to check his wallet, see if he's got any good ideas.
Number 7, and it took 7 times to get it.
7 times to get it, the sevens, yeah. And the 7th cut on the 7th album, by the way. There you go. Wow, maybe there's something to that 7 thing.
Yeah.
That's right. Pulpits, a corner, at 19th and Main. His grip on the gospel is one claim to fame. He hurls fire and brimstone at the cars passing by while he offers salvation from the Savior on high. His khakis are tattered, he ain't bathed in weeks. His bouts with the bottle show up on his cheeks. He looks like a scarecrow, a sight to behold, but he works for the shepherd, bringing lambs to the fold. He points to the Bible he holds in his hand, says I'm proof that the good Lord can save any man. Son, it ain't what you're driving or the clothes that you wear. Your possessions won't matter up there. Someday in heaven with the angels I'll sing, and these rags that I'm wearing, they'll be fit for a king. He's fighting the fever, but in spite of the chills, he pulls up his collar and he speaks of God's will. Though his body's weakened, his faith is still strong, and he's filled with conviction for the mission he's on. There's a mansion is waiting, he'll be homeless no more, and his words will soon echo from that far distant shore. Son, it ain't what you're driving or the clothes that you wear. Material possessions won't matter up there. Someday in heaven with the angels I'll sing, and these rags that I'm wearing, they'll be fit for a king. Someday in heaven with the angels I'll sing, and these rags that I'm wearing, they'll be fit for a king.
Me and Jerry and Carl had a record of that too.